The original Star Trek with William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, that was definitely the best Star Trek. And they had this episode where, I don't know, something goes wrong with the transporter and they find themselves in a parallel universe and everything is backwards. Everything is supposed to be good is bad and bad is good. And it really does kind of feel like what we're going through right now, doesn't it? Everything is upside down and weird. For instance, we know we are in the middle of a crime wave. We know part of it is driven by illegal aliens here. They already broke the law and they're breaking the law again. This is the most barbaric attack in recent memory in New York City. A 13-year-old girl raped, they believe, by that guy in the picture who was apprehended here illegally from South America. And then you heard about the Maryland crime. A woman, a mother of 5, raped last summer. They got the guy, another illegal alien here illegally, and all kinds of, wow, just horrible, horrible, horrible. But the FBI is saying everything is dandy. Everything is great, and they give the Biden administration the talking points they think they need to fool everybody. It's not working. This parallel universe, we've already seen the episode. We're not going to fall for it. Joe Biden is, well, coming apart at the seams. Did you see this? He's on his way to Camp David. Watch. He can't get in. What was that all about? Is Karine Jean-Pierre going to call that a cheap fake or a deep fake or whatever they're... Right. Was that digitally altered? No. I mean, of course not. It may have been edited, like we have to give a before point and an end point, but nobody messed with it. There are no special effects, and everybody knows that. But they think they can pull this one on us, right? How about black support for Donald Trump? You heard about it. Poll after poll, something magical is happening. And I guess it's not even magical. It's kind of common sense, right? People are seeing Donald Trump finally. He's been around for a long time. And so is Joe Biden. And the country is falling apart. And folks, no matter what they look like, can see it. And then Joe Biden comes out with the most craven, Juneteenth is about celebrating our history. Yet Donald Trump thinks so little of black voters that he thinks we'll forget his. Now, this is how much of a silly racist Joe Biden is. Even when he's trying to call out somebody else as a racist, he reveals his own racist roots, talking down to black people. That's what he, in that statement, and of course, to Charlemagne.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
The fake news buried that when it happened in 2020. But it's out there, and actually it's growing in its significance, and people, communities of color, whatever you want to call it, it's unforgivable, actually. Go back to that silly Juneteenth statement. This is what they accused Trump of doing, from embracing white supremacists to calling for the death penalty for the innocent Central Park Five and promoting racist conspiracy theories about Barack Obama. Racism is a single through line of Trump's life and career. This is desperate. Number one, that whole thing about Barack Obama being from Africa or Kenya or whatever. Hillary Clinton is the one who got that thing going. Yeah, you can look it up. It's true. White supremacists, that's a Charlottesville lie, the Charlottesville lie. And the Central Park Five. There's so much mythology about this. Nobody knows what they're talking about when it comes to this case. And I challenge anybody to listen to the confessions of the Central Park Four and tell me that you think those guys are innocent, all right? And also, Donald Trump did not, I repeat, did not call for the death penalty for these people. You can look that up too. But again, we are in a parallel universe. More from the Juneteenth thing. No amount of pandering erases the real harm he's caused black communities across the country, or the fact that it'll hurt more black people if he wins. You want to see pandering? Joe, we know you know how to pander. Let me see. Let's wrap it up one more time. Black voters have had enough, and they're ready to put an end to Trump's candidacy this November. Didn't you just see the numbers, Joe? All right. Who are you to speak for black voters? It really is ugly and racist and not true. Here's Jesse Jackson. Let's go to, here is Donald Trump first getting a civil rights award, and Rosa Parks is in the picture, huh? Only in America, only in a warped, corrupt country that we have right now, our culture, could a man like Donald Trump get an award next to Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks and be called a racist. Well, let's see what Jesse Jackson has to say about Donald Trump and racism. Check this out.
His social style is of such one can miss his seriousness and his commitment for their success is beyond argument. When we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, we gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of his style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person.
I will tell you, a large percentage of the people, and especially in construction, that are building these great jobs are Black and minorities, and I'm very proud of it. We have close to 25%, and I think the number's going up. And they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is Black and minority folks. So I just want to thank everybody in the room for being here. I look forward to some questions. And then I don't know how we're ever going to leave this building today, because if you look outside, it is terrible. But we'll figure a way. There's always a way. And thank you, Jesse, and congratulations.
Donald Trump wasn't looking for votes when he was meeting with Jesse Jackson. Wasn't looking for anything. He was genuinely trying to help. And that's one of the reasons why he doesn't fit in with the political class, right? Hey, I like that part where he said, there's always a way. There is always a way. So, all right, today is Juneteenth. I had a few things to say about it, and the fake news could not shut up about it this morning.
In Rockefeller Plaza.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Welcome to today. Happy Juneteenth. Nice to have you along.
Good morning, America. We're glad to have Whit and Rebecca with us this morning as we mark Juneteenth.
Take a live look here at Galveston, Texas, where the holiday was born 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Cue the trumpets on this Juneteenth holidays. We welcome you to CBS Mornings. I'm Gail King.
Gail King and two other guys. The holiday was born at that mansion in Galveston, Texas. No, the holiday actually was born as an attempt to embarrass Trump. It didn't. They thought it did. You know, oh, it's Juneteenth. You want to have that rally? You can't have that rally on Juneteenth. It's a sacred day. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody knew what it was. And so they rescheduled it. Donald Trump tired coming home from a rally. They thought that that was embarrassing or something. No, this is what hard work looks like. You want to see what Juneteenth looked like before Donald Trump? This was an issue, right? This is 2019. It's a year before COVID, so no one's talking about Juneteenth, and neither are the same morning shows you just saw.
Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to today. Thank you for being with us on a Wednesday morning. It's not every day we have rock royalty right in our studio. This is Selah Schneider. She is the youngest person ever to climb El Capitan, Yosemite's famous peak. She's incredible. She's going to tell us how she did it.
Good morning, America. Good morning, you two.
Hey, good morning, Michael.
And I can't wait to see you go one-on-one with Zion, but I don't mean the interview. I mean on the court.
Oh, yeah.
It's Wednesday, June 19th. Go Rita 2019. Here's today's eye-opener, your world in 90 seconds.
Wow, how racist and insensitive. Not a word about Juneteenth. It was all a stunt to try to get Trump. It did not work, and look at his numbers right now. Everything they try, it's like that coyote, right, who always blows himself up, Wile E. Coyote, remember? So Biden, I mean, this is, whoa, all right, on his knees, all this stuff. Today we honor whatever. Happy Juneteenth. Joe does not know what Juneteenth is. I proved that before. Black Lives Matter kind of changed a chunk of the culture, didn't it?
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter, of course. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with the Black Lives Matter movement and what it has come to represent. Doesn't really care about black lives. Remember, black lives only matter when they're taken from a white cop. Other than that, it doesn't matter. It's basically a down with white people movement. And you can say hideously inappropriate and racist things if you're a person of color. Take the mayor of Chicago.
All right, here we go. 1, 2. All right, let's give me another one. All right, I think we got it. Yeah. All right, everyone. All right, thank you.
What's the punchline there? The punchline is the blackest administration. Yeah, the black. Can you imagine the whitest? I think there's only, is there any white person? One? I don't know. This is sounds like black supremacy. How about this? CNN, the most trusted name in news back in the day. They're hosting the debate next week. Can you believe you can say this on television? Watch what this lady says.
They are essentially the same age. We are talking about two old white guys who are rematching for the election. We're talking about two old white people that people don't want.
I just find that terribly offensive. And it is, right? She can get away with it because she's young. I guess that's something to brag about these days. She's a person of color. How does that make the guy next to her feel, who looks like to be an older white male? Well, if you want to stay at that table, you got to just shut up and take it. You can't push back, or you do so at your own peril. One other thing, more hideous talk. This America used to be so much better than this. The greatest city in the world used to be. Eric Adams is now the mayor. Watch this.
First Trinidadian to be a deputy mayor. First Dominican to be a deputy mayor. First African American to be the first deputy mayor. Second African American to be the chief of staff. Why? The first one was by David Dinkins. When you look at our administration, first Indian American to be a deputy mayor, first Filipino American to be a deputy mayor, first Korean American to head small business services. You look at our administration and you will see for yourself, we got all of this chocolate running the city.
Chocolate. Ray Nagin, more on him in a moment. By the way, just so you know, the woman in red there, his girlfriend. All right, there's another thing.
And you're trying to figure out why they're hating on me?
See, it's a race thing, according to Eric Adams, the racist himself. It's amazing. Hating on him. I just don't like him because he's incompetent, lived in New Jersey, wasn't even living in the city, and hates law and order. He does. Very bad guy. But the whole Chocolate City thing reminded me of another corrupt mayor.
We as black people, it's time. It's time for us to come together. It's time for us to rebuild a New Orleans, the one that should be a chocolate New Orleans. And I don't care what people are saying uptown or wherever they are. This city will be chocolate at the end of the day.
When you start playing the race card like that, you're usually in really big trouble. And he was thoroughly corrupt. Actually went to federal prison for a couple of years. After that, I lost track. So there's a lot of insanity out there, race-based, gender and sexual orientation, right? Children, this stuff. Everything is really on the line.